Hello, another ME.R.C.S second edition video. This one is about FCC House 4. This faction uses a few stunning techniques, pardon the pun. So yeah, let's start off there. FCC are pretty resilient to suppression, so USCR's gonna have their effectiveness dropped a little bit. There are some models from other factions that are really good at suppression, which are gonna have their effectiveness obviously dropped a bit because of this faction. Hostage will work apart from against well, mainly USCR, so they've got something that's good against them, that's got something that's, you know, resists them. So what we've got, so a basic loadout. It's a bit harder than normal faction because you haven't got the leader with leadership or inspiring, but you have got different, you know, normal units, as it were. So let's see, medic, because, well, medic, yeah, got carbine, but 3 med kits, it's always a good thing. Reaction 5 is always good. Armor 2, movement 2, pretty good standard stuff. Personal ability wise, escape artist, I mean, be my guest is always helpful, you know. So yeah, medic is the first one for a basic build, I would say. Sniper, I would say, is another one. Height makes right, which means, is it height makes right? Yeah, height makes right, which means if he's higher up, weapon becomes strength 3. So, I mean, what's reaction 4 is a bit low, but pretty fast movement. Won't fail armor that much because armor failure is 4, so most of the time your armor will stay put. Is it? I mean, you could go for the, where is he? The steward. Stewarders stay frosty, so you get to re-roll your initiative. So that kind of helps. So I mean, you could keep him on his own if you wanted, but really the stay frosty is really useful nowadays. So I would possibly have him kind of acting as your leader. I mean, got smoke grenades, so smoke grenades are always helpful, especially in this edition when the FNs have been lowered a little bit. So let's see who else we got. Yeah, if you want a basic build, the member who's got 4 flashbang grenades. I mean, flashbangs mean the target ain't doing out for 2 turns. You can't really say any more than that. I mean, you've got hot potato, which means grenades aren't really that useful against him, and strong arm means he's got a throw of 3, so throw within 3 card lengths. I would say that's pretty good, to be honest. Then yeah, heavy, because heavies are always good, especially this heavy. Yes, only armor 2, but 2 movement, so gets you where you want a bit sooner. Large T template, strength 3 attacks, plus can also shoot in base range, so close combat heavy. I mean, you can shoot friendlies to get bonuses, but if they're within the template, but really that's secondary. Also, it's weird, but why not? So that's what I'd do for a basic build. If you've just got the faction and you just want something to try out for your first time game, you've got a medic, obviously, of healing. You've got the steward, which can re-roll friendly initiatives if they're close enough. You've got the sniper, which sniper's always handy. Member because he's got flashbangs, which will stun people, stop them from activating for a couple of turns. Plus you can capture people if you get their flashbangs off and their armour's same all over than yours. So you've got that, and you've got Heavy, which has got a heavy weapon. So for other builds, you've got the stunning build. So what you need for that is to maximise your abilities to stun and capture. So the basic two you want to take is the Member and the Sapper. Now what the Sapper can do, what I've gathered is that the strength is only for the basic shotgun effect, so 2 shots, strength 2. For the other effects you've got breach and stun. I'd imagine you don't get strength on the stun or the breach, but what breach does is, like, you know, grenades and whatnot that breach create holes through walls so people can move through. You've also got the stun variant, which just stuns people, so 2 shots. Well, I would say it's 2 shots, so you can try and stun people. So that's what I do to place them around. Who would I have as well? Well, I'd be tempted to have the Medic, because you want them living as long as possible to move around and, you know, punch people with the guns, so to speak, or flashbangs or stun effects. So what I would do is have the Medic, because keep them alive, stun people as much as possible. I would then have the Shock Trooper, because the Shock Trooper's got high movement, good armour. Has also got Frag Grenade, which is horrendously good range. I mean, if you're bound, you get to attack and move with him, so move 4 and shoot with the carbine. So soften targets up, stun them, capture them. I mean, you could really, with him, hurt USCR very effectively. So who else would I have then? Possibly I would either have the Engineer, because get a bit of movement, chop them in with your axe, penetrate their armour a bit easily. Or I would go for the Survivalist, because he stops people getting cover and he knows the way, so gets more points for bounding. So, or you could use him for enhancers. Generally I would recommend these 4 and then maybe these 2 to have as the other one, because you want to capture people, and most of these have armour 2, so you are capturing people pretty easily. I mean, yeah, you've got the heavies with armour 3, which are going to cause you problems, but you've then got options of, do I take more grenade types? Do I run around and try and get them in close combat? Do I snipe them? Do I use enhancers to increase the chance of hitting people, then flashbanging them or whatnot? So yeah, these 2 are options I would use for the 5th build, but that's what I would do. So another build, mobility build. You could also call this a close combat build, because most of these weapons you can use in combat, but a mobility build. Obviously, first one is a Shock Trooper, can shoot in close combat, got Frag Grenade, can move horrendously fast and still shoot. I would then choose the Engineer, because not bad movement, really good at penetrating armor with the axe. Yes, it's only strength 1, but chances are you can get round people pretty well. You've got a semi-auto weapon, so yeah, why not? The priest got a machine pistol. If other members of the team soften people up, the priest can come in there, accurately deal with the person with 1 health. Increases courage rolls, which is going to be a bit of a problem, but you ignore the first suppression each turn, so you have options to pretty much negate suppression pretty quickly. Who else would I choose? Obviously the sapper, because shotgun. Yes, you can't move and fire, but you've got the breaching ability, which means you're creating hole through cover, so other models can move through pretty quickly and pretty effectively. I would then go for the steward, to be honest. Yeah, the medic is helpful and you've got act and move on the medkits, but to be honest, in this case I would use the steward to be out in the open on his own, helping the other team members out, taking pot shots so the other team members can finish them off. You've also got a little bit of stun with the sapper, but really you want to get these moving around. Really, you want to use this build against heavy template opponents, because you're going to be moving around and your opponent's not going to be getting those numbers with templates nearly enough as he wants to. I mean, with templates what you want to hit is maybe 2, hopefully 3, if not more guys at once, but with this build you are essentially just zipping around the map doing whatever you want. If you think of it kind of like Sadafu, you kind of playing it right there. I mean, like in any of the videos, put in comments below if you want, if you think you've got other ideas of how to play these factions, but again, this is just me. Weaknesses and whatnot. You haven't got any Armour 3 or, well, any Armour 3 models. That can be a big problem, because you are going to face the difficulty of facing someone with higher armour than you that you might not be able to take down. Having said that though, you have got mobility on your side, and unlike Sadafu, you have got armour on your side. I would kind of count House 4 like a better armoured Sadafu in a sense. Their armour failure isn't bad, it's either average or pretty good. Their interact is not great, I'll say that. I mean, you've got the survivalist, an engineer and priest needing 4s. Everyone else is really 6s, 7s and 8s, so their interact ain't great. But again, that's really par for the course. There's got to be some weakness. Strengths, you can capture people, obviously. You've got good mobility. You aren't that bad in close combat. I mean, you've got shooting weapons that are good. Excuse me. You've got shooting weapons that are good in combat. You've got good close combat weapons like the engineer, penetrating 3. So your opponent's arm failure roll is decreased by 3. So chances are you ain't gonna repair your armor if you get hit by that axe. Yes, it's only strength 1, but yeah, you're probably gonna rush around and hit opponents at the side, flanks or rear pretty quickly, I would say, but again, that's just me. So yeah, I would not say this is a good start faction. If you've got a faction, if you want to get a second one, maybe pick these up, because I don't think they're the hardest, mainly because they've really got all the kit to be a basic faction. But they've got certain nuances where other factions have it easier to get their specialisation out. This faction you need to work to get their specialisation out, but they have the skills to do it. They are effective at doing what they need to do pretty easily. So yeah, maybe I don't know. It's hard to say how they could be improved in other than that the engineer gets some repair kits, but really that's kind of the only bit that's not, that they really haven't got. They haven't got any repair kits, but other than that they've really got all the kit they need. I mean, you've got enhancers on the survivalist, you've got medkits on the medic, you've got flashbangs, frag grenades and smoke grenades. Well, a smoke grenade, but you know what I mean. You've got semi-auto weapons, you've got close combat weapons, you've got it all, sniper rifle, full auto weapons, you name it, this team's got it. You've got what you need, you've got what you have to do. I mean, how many Armour 1 models we got? We got 1, 2, 3. So 7 of the models are Armour 2. So they're not doing bad. So that's it for this video. Goodbye for now.